You like that one?
Yeah, let me redo that.
Okay, redo it.
What's going on, everyone? I'm Alba the barber. I'm from Toronto, Ontario, and this is the painted ones.
That's good. That's cool. You like that one?
Yeah.
Just try to be more straight. That's perfect.
Like sit up.
Yeah, cool.
That's good.
Yeah.
Oh wait.
For this.
Okay.
Cool. So, Alba, the fucking barber from Toronto.
What's going on, man?
What are you here in Montreal today?
I'm here for the No Games Barber Expo. I'm gonna be guest judging and doing some education for the educational seminar. So yeah.
How long have you been doing this thing? How long have you been cutting? How have you been braiding?
I've been doing hair for about 12 years now.
Yeah.
24.
Oh wow.
So I started when I was like 12 years old.
12 years you've been cutting for fuck.
Yeah, and then I got into braiding when I was in high school.
Yeah.
So I probably started when I was around 15.
Okay.
Braiding.
Shit, so you've been in the game for a while, so you understand the game.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I started pretty young. At first it was just like a hobby, and it was just like a chore. I was just doing it for like my mom, just so she could save money.
Mm-hmm.
I have 2 brothers as well.
Yeah.
So I would just do that just to save some money, just to practice, get some practice in, you know what I'm saying?
Who taught you all of this then? Like the cutting part, who taught you this?
So it's crazy because at the time, like, there wasn't really anywhere you could like learn how to do hair except for like YouTube. But even YouTube at the time was very minimal at what like videos and educational tutorials and stuff that they had. So yeah, at the time there's just very few videos, so I would just take the time to watch those videos, get as much knowledge as I can from like YouTube, and then I would also get knowledge from just walking past other barbershops or watching other people do hair, and that's pretty much like how I picked it up on myself. And then as soon as I joined the shop, that's when I started to like upgrade my skill sets, you know what I'm saying? I'm learning from like different award-winning barbers, so that ultimately had a big impact on my career as well, right?
Okay. Oh, so in that 12 years, so you said there's a 3-year gap of until braiding, right?
Yeah.
Who introduced you to braiding? Why did it come about?
So for braiding, when I was in high school, my friends and I all had like long hair.
Yeah.
Like a lot of us had long hair, and I was already doing everyone's lineup and giving everyone lineups, but our biggest problem was we never had anyone to actually like braid our hair like nice, right? So like at the time, I was just giving my friends lineups and stuff, and then I would just practice. I would practice like trying to do like singles, because before at the time I could do singles, right? Which is like braids that come out off the head and they just hang. But at the time I didn't know how to pick up the hair, so I would watch like other girls through like the mirror on how they pick up my hair, and I would just take from that and just try to apply it when I practice on my friends and stuff.
So you're basically self-taught then?
Yeah, in a sense.
It's like YouTube. I remember it was 12 years ago, so YouTube wasn't really, barbering wasn't a big thing yet.
Yeah, it's changed a lot from since I first started. There's like nowadays there's a lot more education like all over the internet now. Like there's millions of videos on YouTube now, especially compared to what it was like 12 years ago. You could pretty much pick up any career and just look YouTube it and do your research, right? Like the education's free on there, and it's like the game's totally changed from how it was like 12 years ago.
You don't really, depending on the career or what path you want to choose, like you don't really need school in a way.
Yeah, I'd believe that.
Yeah, so as a photographer myself, like I went to school for photography.
Yeah.
But in reality, I didn't really learn much because they weren't really teaching anything that I didn't know, right?
Yeah.
And I feel like barbers more visual, more physical. You have to be in person to learn all this. But I think YouTube did help a lot for a lot of.
Yeah, YouTube helps, but at the end of the day, it's also like it's a hands-on thing, right?
Yeah.
So like it's one of those things you really gotta do hands-on to really understand and figure out what these guys are doing in the videos, right?
So why did you stay? Like, wow, what intrigued you to not pursue something else? Why did you stick in barbering? Why did you stick in?
To be honest, like at the time, like I started at a young age, right? So I started at a young age. at the time, like my family didn't really have the most money coming up, you know. So when I reached high school and I was doing like haircuts and stuff, I was just charging my classmates and stuff like little change.
How much
like,
were you charging?
$5-10.
How much are you charging now?
Lunch. Nowadays I charge anywhere from like 50 all the way up to like 300, 400, depending on like what kind of hairstyles I'm doing now.
Nice.
You know, but yeah, ultimately I came from that. Like those $5-10 haircuts, I wasn't really doing much in high school.
Yeah.
Like just mostly this hair stuff, and it was amazing because I got to do kids from different other schools, you know, not just my school. So like ultimately I had all these kids coming over to my house to get their hair done.
Wow.
You get kids from my school, the grade 9s all the way through 12, and then I would get kids from other schools coming, right? So like anytime it was like prom season,
you were that guy
like
too.
Picture day, like my house would be flooded with like all these kids from different schools.
Were you doing it at the garage or basement? Or?
I was doing it in my basement.
Holy shit.
Right, I had a little setup in my basement, and then ultimately it was just getting out of hand. I would have like all these kids coming over to my house, and like my mom just basically told me I need to like get out and find a place to work at, right? Find a shop to work at.
What was your first shop then?
So I don't really want to speak on any names, but there's several shops that I used to hit up and try to apply to, but at the time I was trying to get at them. I was only like 14, 15 at the time.
Wow.
Right? And especially back then, like that's not like a common thing. You won't really see like 14-year-olds or 15-year-olds in the barber shop like doing hair, right?
Old heads.
It's a lot of times it was older heads. You never really see young barbers like that, you know, and like at the time no one was really like taking me serious, you know, because I'm just a kid. I'm coming from high school. My availability would just be like my hours from after high school to whenever the shop closes, right? And as a shop owner, a lot of these guys want people who are full-time, you know, like we're gonna be there. Like, why am I gonna have this little kid here from 4 to 8 o'clock for only 4 hours, right? When I could just get someone who's full-time.
How did that make you feel? Like, wow.
Right. To be honest, like I didn't know what to think. You know, I questioned myself. Maybe I am too young. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I should just wait till I'm 18. You know. And then there's this one day I was in business class with my friend Chris and my friend Carlos, and we were just talking. And these guys were telling me, "Why don't you join a shop? Why don't you try applying at a shop and seeing if anyone will hire you?" And I told them my situation. I applied at different shops, several shops. A lot of these guys turned me down for like basically the same reasons, or some people didn't even like really hit me back. You know, and my friend Chris actually told me he had a cousin named Jay, who's also brothers with Junior, owner of the section.
JJ,
So JJ and Junior, we're working at the Mad One Barbershop. On Markham and Steeles at the time. That was uptown, right? So at the time we had that shop, and then we also had another shop at Queen and John downtown. So Chris was actually cousins with Jay and Justin.
Chris.
So, one of my friends in my business class.
Oh wow! So small world.
Yeah. So one of my friends in my business class was actually cousins with Jay and Justin. And he's actually the one who told me to go hit them up. You know, he's like, "Yo, go hit them up. They're my cousins. You know, like let them know that I'm your friend." You know what I'm saying? And like, I did my research on them. Like, I went on Instagram and I typed in the Mad One Barbershop, and then I seen that they had flyers going up for Monday classes for apprentices.
Oh wow!
Right?
That's what they're doing before.
Yeah. So they had these Monday classes for apprentices, right? And I seen it was free. So there's this one Monday that I went there. I took the bus from school, and basically I went in there looking for like a Monday apprenticeship class, and like there was only one barber there, which was John. John was there cutting his client, and I was asking him about the whole class and stuff. And he was letting me know like it was probably gonna be canceled for that day, you know, just because the guys were busy.
How far was that? Was it a truck?
What was that?
Was it far from your ends, or?
It's not that far. It's like maybe like 30 minute bus ride.
Okay, so you didn't do a trek just to like not have a class then.
Yeah, but like my main thing is I just wanted to like meet the guys and you know like hope I could get like an opportunity to just work at the shop, you know, and then ultimately I just stayed there even though there was no class. I stayed there and I asked John if I could like watch him cut hair anyways, you know, and yeah, John was super cool about it. You know, I sat there in my high school uniform while he's cutting his client, you know, and I just sat and watched him do some cuts, right? And then by the time he was done that client, JJ and Justin actually walked in.
Wow.
Right? So JJ and Justin walked in and he told me to go chop it up. John actually told me to go chop it up with them and talk to them about even like working here, being an apprentice and all of that, you know, and like these guys were really about it from the jump.
And how old were you?
At the time I'm like in grade 9.
Okay, wow.
Yeah, grade 9. So yeah, I was basically there. These guys welcomed me like super quick. They wanted me to start like the next day.
Nice.
You know, I remember Justin actually gave me my first haircut there too, like my first real cut from a real professional barber. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Was it the pointy lineups?
Yeah, it actually was. At the time, it was the pointy lineups. I asked for like a number 5 on top, right? Like a buzz cut with like the pointy sideburns.
Wow.
You know?
Shit, that's fucking cool that you. I mean, good thing you stayed because you would have probably never crossed paths with them that day, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
Shit, and they've been in the game for a while too.
Yeah, these guys have been killing it for years, like, you know?
Shit, I was like, Vietnam would be like 10 years, 8 years ago, 10 years ago about.
Yeah, about so.
Shit, bro, that's fucking, that's crazy.
Yeah.
And look at you guys now, like you guys are working together, you have a barber shop.
Yeah, JJ is actually my business partner now, right? He's my business partner, we co-own.
How did it come about though? Like how did the conversation come up like I want to have your own barbershop, like your own thing?
So my relationship with Jay was always transparent, right? Like I like to describe our relationship as just being transparent with each other. Like I've always told him my goals, even because he was my mentor to begin with, right? Yes. So even from the very jump, like I always asked him questions. I always asked him for advice. You know, anytime I was unsure of certain things, like I just want to get his opinion and see how he would handle certain situations or see how he would take certain situations, right? So he knew from the very beginning that ultimately I want to have my own shop one day. Like that time is gonna come for me where I'm gonna own a shop, and ultimately, like if this is the team I'm gonna be rocking with, like I made that decision that I want to be with these guys like forever, right? I want to be on the same team with these guys forever. These guys were the only ones who took me when no one else wanted me. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And I really totally felt like I had good people on my side, right?
They are great people.
Yeah, they're
super great,
amazing people, you know? And that's one of the things that's really hard like to find like as a barber as well, because a lot of the times you'll be a barber and you'll join like different shops, and like a lot of these shop owners have like different intentions, right? Like some shop owners, they could care less if like your skills aren't up to par. Mm-hmm. They could care less if you're not making money, right? As long as like rent's getting paid, you know, like certain owners won't really care about your success, right?
It's always money driven.
Yeah, it's money driven, or it's like people only will love you like conditionally nowadays, you know what I'm saying? Or if you only bring something to the table, you know? Like for me, like I didn't really have nothing to bring to the table until these guys put me in that position. You know what I'm saying? Like these guys were really willing to build me up from when I had nothing, you know? So ultimately I feel like I owe that to the shop. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I feel like it's my purpose to do the same for the next barber that needs that opportunity. You know what I'm saying?
Has there been barbers that somewhat did what you did back at Mad One? Is there barbers that come up to you like, you want to learn? Is there a few people that like are willing to put in the work you did? Yeah,
all the time. All the time I come across a lot of different barbers. Mm-hmm. Even like my personal friends, family, you know, like I have my little brother.
Right, he's cutting too.
Yeah, right. I have my little brother cutting hair as well. Even at first he wasn't really into it. Like I kind of tried to get him in like kind of when I started around like grade 6, grade 7, 8, you know. But even at the time, like he was still so young, and he didn't really have that like that passion for even like wanting to do hair, right? Like up until he got to high school, right? Once he got to high school, then like he started picking up the clippers again, you know, started doing his friends. And
so
then,
someone like what you went through in a
yeah,
way.
exactly. He just basically ran the same program as me. By the time I left school, like the rest of the school already just knew to go to my little bro after me, right? Wow. So a lot of the people that I left behind in high school as clients, my bro started taking over and doing their hair. And then I also have like my other friends like Tyrone. Tyrone is he's actually a barber and photographer. He's been like,
Tyrone
Hamchi.
Yeah.
So he's one of my closest childhood friends. We've been friends since like grade 6. And even him as well, like he started off doing like minimum wage jobs like at Jack Astor's, like as a busboy, like, you know. And this guy would travel from Scarborough all the way to like Mississauga. Like these are long distances, like, you know, if you know Toronto, right? Like, and yeah, like ultimately I just told him, like, you know, you should just try cutting hair, you know, see where it takes you. And you know what I'm saying, it's worked for me, it's worked for my bro. You know, ultimately, even if it's not what you want to do for the rest of your life, you still have that skill set, right?
And let's say you move to another city, and you know where you start. Barbering is such a way to actually put yourself into the city, and it's a lot of connections you can make too. It's fucking dope. It is fucking dope. Nice. How long you know Tyrone?
I've known Tyrone since I was like in grade 6.
Okay.
You know, and yeah, he's seen me from when I first started doing hair. He was actually like one of the first people I started practicing on too. Okay, nice. Yeah, he used to have a buzz cut. I used to do a lot of different designs and stuff on his hair, and ultimately that's also kind of what grew my name out there in high school. Like when it came to this hair stuff,
right? Design?
Yeah, like I would be doing designs on like his head. He would go to school and everyone would be asking like, "Oh, where'd you get that design?" You know, who did your hair? Who's your barber? Like even like teachers, you know.
Wow.
Yeah, teachers that ask, and then it's like yeah, you just spread the word like, oh, Alba did my hair, you know what I'm saying?
So that's such like cool feelings, like people like, I mean, people mutuals like know who you are because of your haircuts. And high school, I mean, I don't know how much people are in your high school, but that's such a big reach already. And so, I mean, you didn't go to college, did you?
To be honest, no, I never went to college, but I went to like hair school after. Okay. You know.
So did you learn anything else? Did you learn colors? Did you?
So after high school, I found this hair program, and they offered it at another high school. So ultimately, it's like a high school credit. It's like a hairstyling high school credit, and it was like an elective. But like the best part about this elective was you could use it towards your hairstyling license, right? And at the same time, the school board covers it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the school board covers it because you're under the high school, right? Yeah. So, but the only problem was that this high school was on the opposite side of the city where I live, right? So I live in the east, this high school was in the west. And then, I knew no one there. So I would go to this high school and like, I stayed there for like a semester trying to get this course, you know? So I did that. It's like a hairstyling course. So I was basically learning like women's hairstyling. You know, I got a chance to do like, experiment with color, you know, like perms, roller sets, and
so like, you know,
women's cuts.
So you know men and women cuts now.
Yeah.
Oh well, that's good. So
I'm pretty familiar. You know, I wouldn't say I'm like the best hairstylist for women. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I know like the basics. You know, enough to to do something.
Okay, cool. But let's say a woman goes to your shop, is like, I want this. Can you still?
Personally, for me, like,
would you say yes to it?
Personally, for me, if it was like a random person, I wouldn't necessarily like be the one to service it. Okay. Only because that's not my specialty. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And but like if it's like one of my friends, one of my homegirls, you know, like I don't mind doing that. Okay. You know what I'm saying? As long as like it's a person I'm comfortable with. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, or like even if they don't like it after, like, you know, it's my friend anyways. Like
you're gonna get mad for like the day.
Yeah. You know?
That's cool, yeah. Shit. So I want to know about Toronto, and because I know Montreal like barber game pretty well because I've worked with them closely.
Yeah.
What's like the biggest difference between the both cities that you've seen?
So I've been around pretty much Montreal since I was like, I want to say like 16, 17, right? And every time I come out here, like I get to see the barber community out here too sometimes, you know, like different events, different barber battles, you know. But one thing I could really say like about the difference is probably like the saturation.
Yeah.
You know, just because like yeah, I find that Toronto's like really saturated now, like when it comes to the whole barbering game. You know, not that it's a bad thing, right? But in a sense like yo, everyone's a barber now, right?
Yeah.
It's like the game's changed to the point where it's so easy to just pick up a pair of clippers and just go on YouTube and learn how to cut hair and be a barber, right? Like so that's really a big thing out there in Toronto. It's like the saturation, like
lot,
everyone's a barber, everyone braids hair now.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing,
you know,
for the business? I mean, the barber community.
For the barber community, personally, I don't necessarily watch it.
Yeah.
You know, like I feel like there's enough money for everyone.
I mean, everyone needs a
everyone to eat.
Yeah.
You know, yeah, everyone needs a haircut. I'm not gonna be the one to cut every single person in the city.
True.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I would say it's a good look for us.
Yeah.
You know, like it would be like good to be known as a city full of good barbers. You know.
And you guys have a handful of fucking good barbers.
Yeah, there's a lot of talent out there. You
So
know,
much, yeah.
there's a lot of talent. There's a lot of hardworking barbers out there too.
Yeah.
You know.
Is there like a, I don't know, here I feel like the trend of like haircuts now is like people are trying to get braids.
Yeah.
People are like, you know, high skin fade.
Yeah.
Mullet last year has been a big thing.
Yeah.
Is it the same thing in Toronto? Is it the trends?
Yeah. So another thing in Toronto is like there's different kind of barbershops too, right? Like you'll have like hipster barbershops where they'll do like hipster haircuts, kind of, you know, like they'll do different style haircuts, and then you'll have like the hood barbers, you know, who will be doing all like, you know, all the shortcuts, the wave cuts. You know, you could get like all the fades and sharp lineups there. You know what I'm saying? Like there's a different barbershop for everyone's kind of style. You know what I'm saying? You just gotta like find one.
Okay.
Right?
I think it's the same thing here in Montreal. I mean, I don't know because I'm always cutting here in the section, so they're all good at different things, you know. So that's good to know.
These guys are amazing. These guys do these guys are very versatile too. They do a whole lot of different stuff here.
I don't color my hair here.
Yeah.
I braided my hair here too. I fucking get fades.
Yeah.
Plus, because it's fucking crazy.
Even the tattoos, these guys are talking on the tattoos now, right?
It's crazy, yeah. Fucking, they're so versatile, bro. Shit.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you were cutting hair, what would you be doing right now?
That's honestly like so hard to say.
Because you've been cutting what for like fucking 12 years, bro.
Yeah.
Even more, you.
To be honest, that one's really hard to say because I even ask myself that all the time. You know, like I could really, maybe I wouldn't be in like the right path right now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because another thing is like in Toronto, there's a lot of negativity going on around there. You know what I'm saying? It's so easy to get caught up into some trouble. You know, like so for me, it's like I could have been walking on different paths. You know what I'm saying? Like for me, if I'd never had this barbering stuff, like
there's nothing else. Is it?
Yeah, there'd be nothing else for me. You know.
I feel you.
But ultimately, if it wasn't for this, I'd probably want to be like. Maybe like a tattoo artist or like, you know.
Anything hands-on, I feel like.
Yeah, anything hands-on or even like, I don't know, like anything, like producing or like art.
Okay.
Anything to do with like art related, you know what I'm saying?
That's good to know, bro.
Yeah.
So are you doing tattoos as well right now? Or have you dabbled in it?
Yeah, I've been working on tattoos for about like 2 years now.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not the most experienced tattoo artist.
Well, you can do it. Like if I tell you, can I have a small piece?
Yeah, definitely. All the little small stuff like line work, you know, like anything like that. Like that's pretty much simple for me. For me, I'm trying to get into like the whole realism
fucking hard,
aspect of it, you know, and it's like it's cool because like the tattoo stuff, like there's like similar concepts like when it comes to like doing hair and doing tattoos, right? Like there's your line work, there's your blending, you know, there's like tapering, like, you know, there's fading, and
Same, almost, yeah.
same concepts, you know.
Yeah, the same world. That's cool.
Yeah, so I really enjoy that. You know, it's different all the time.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, I do agree or not agree with me, but I feel like if you do one thing for a long time, it's like gets like kind of boring, you know.
Mhm.
Like for me, I've been taking pictures for what 6 years.
Yeah.
And I think in 6 years I took one rest to find DJing,
Yeah.
and I came back to photography and I fucking love it even more.
Yeah.
It's like I feel like if I do it every day, just like I get tired of it, I get bored of it.
Mm-hmm. So what are things that you do to like remotivate yourself in a sense? Because I know like, especially you've been doing it for so long, like I guess like it could get super repetitive with just working.
I don't even touch my camera, bro.
Yeah.
Like I remember there's 1 year I didn't touch my camera for months.
Okay.
I didn't even want to take pictures. I didn't want to edit. I didn't want to think about photography. Like I was on DJing. That's what I do. And just forgetting your main like craft at first helps you to fucking love it again.
I believe that. Yeah.
And it was the best decision I ever made.
Mm-hmm.
Because now I could be good. I'm great in photography and I'm good in DJing.
Yeah,
and
that's dope. Yeah, that's amazing.
And creative block is the hardest thing to do.
Yeah, I believe that.
Have you been in creative block before when it comes to like designing or tattooing or doing cuts?
Like a creative block?
So creative block is like let's say you have a battle or you're doing designs, like you don't know what the fuck to do. Like you're like blocked. Like you want to do designs, you want to do like creative designs, but you don't know what to do. Is there like a moment in time you're like, fuck, what the fuck am I doing?
Yeah, I believe like maybe almost everyone as an artist probably goes through that, right? For me, like I try to like find like inspiration somewhere whenever I find myself like getting caught in those situations. Like I'll probably like try to like skip through my phone and get some inspiration and then try something out.
Yeah.
And then add my little twist to it.
Okay.
You know?
Okay, that's a good point. That's a good point. I should do that through Instagram. Fucking
yeah.
Yeah. Shit. So 12 years you've been cutting hair. I'm pretty sure people want to know what's like one moment in that 12 years that completely shifted your path.
That shifted my path?
Like change your life like 360.
To be honest, I would really have to say just joining the shop and joining the team, right? Like I'd say I'm like super blessed and super thankful that God's put me in a position to be on like a team with these guys, you know, because it's like it's genuine intentions, right? And like I said, like not everyone has like the best intentions like set out for you, you know. So like these guys really put me in a position to where like, you know, I'm doing a lot of things like I never thought I'd be able to do, right? Like I've been able to like help others, you know, and help others put food on their table for their families, right? Like my little brother's able to make money, bring back home to my family, you know. My other friend Tyrone's been able to make money, bring back home to his family and pay for his parents' bills.
Wow.
You know, and it's like ultimately for me it's like that's probably like the biggest turning point in my career, you know. It's like just being around that, being able to be surrounded by good people.
Yeah.
You know, these guys keep me out of trouble. You know, these guys really keep me out of trouble. They keep me focused. You know what I'm saying? I feel like if I never had that, I'd probably be exploring life in a different way.
Yeah.
You know?
Shit, no, I mean, shout out to JJ and Junior for actually putting you on.
Yeah, for sure.
And they help a lot of people too, you know, to get to where they're at today.
Yeah.
And I've seen it like here in Montreal, so it's fucking sick to see.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a fond memory that you, like a funny memory that you remember in that barbershop?
In that barbershop? Honestly, like, it's like I remember a lot, but at the same time I remember it feels like everything just happened like so fast within like such a small amount of time. You know what I'm saying? Like Like I remember when it was me, Junior. At the time, there was like JJ Prophet and like Mikey, Juju. There's like all these talented barbers all in one shop, you know, and it's like everyone in there is cracking jokes, vibing. Like if you're really at this uptown shop, like you guys would know, like, you know, it's just pure vibes. And at uptown, it's really like small. It's like a really small shop, so everyone's really close together.
Yeah.
You know, so at the same time, it's open dialogue. It's open conversation for everyone, right? Like everyone's tuned into the conversation, so everyone's cracking jokes, talking their shit to everyone. You know what I'm saying? And everyone's just going back and forth with each other. It's just hilarious.
It's a fun vibe to be in a barbershop like that.
Yeah.
And like you want to go back to it every day.
Yeah.
It makes it interesting to wake up and expect the unexpected too.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is
shit.
too, right?
Man, no, shout out. So yeah, there's two shops, uptown and downtown.
Yeah, so we have the uptown location, Markham and Steeles, and then we have our newly open location, the downtown Toronto one.
Is there a third one coming up? Is it in the works? Is there something you could talk about, or?
Eventually, you know, like right now our main focus is just like each shop has to be like on point.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Ultimately, you want to have every shop running and business going to plan before you even expand and open another shop.
Yeah.
So eventually, there will come a time where another location is gonna pop off. You know, but it may be soon. It may be you know, a year or two from now, and maybe
who fucking knows?
Yeah, who knows? You know,
life is interesting as it is. It's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you like about being in downtown? Is it like the location? Is it because it's downtown? So why downtown out of every location in Toronto?
Okay, so I've been in Scarborough for majority of my whole career.
Yeah.
But at the time, I was at Uptown. We also had another location downtown in the black market.
Yeah.
This was Mad One Shop.
Okay.
Right? Mad One is Mad One is one of our other mentors and OGs. And so during the summertime, when I had summer break from school, I would go do some shifts at the downtown location. And for me, I just love the vibe out there. Different, you know, it's different. You get a lot of diversity, a lot of different clients, you know, and get to charge a lot more.
Oh shit, yeah. Is there a price difference between every city, every like on border?
In a sense, but ultimately, like everyone nowadays will charge what they want to charge now, you know. But ultimately, like downtown is it's kind of known to be charged, to be charging a bit more in a sense.
And is it a good thing? Like, do people actually pay for it? Do people?
So that's another thing too, right? Like, the demographic is a lot different out there too, right? Like you'll get a lot of people from financial district, you know. You get
because nearby.
Yeah,
right?
You get people from financial district. You get different type of businessmen, different type of crowd.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of the people that are downtown are either like tourists, they work there, you know, or they're in the community. But even if they're in the community, you already know they're paying expensive money for rent.
So price makes sense then.
Price makes sense, right? The standard of living out there is a lot higher than other places, right? So ultimately we have to charge for that too. Okay. You know?
So it's not a big problem then. Okay.
And it's also like just being away from friends and family and stuff.
It's
you
like
know,
you're
like
focusing on,
if it's like if I come out to downtown, especially I'm commuting from Scarborough, like I have to make my time worth it when I'm out there, right? I can't just go out there and not do nothing and then come back home and waste time, right? So every time I make the trip there, it's like I gotta make sure
every penny
putting in that work. Fam, every minute counts, right?
I feel you.
Mm-hmm.
Is there? So, what's next for you? That's like a big question. I want to know.
What's next for me?
I'm not.
Personally, for me, it's like my main priority right now is just working on my shop, building my team.
Is there a goal that you want to reach within that team or within you?
Well, like personally for me, I eventually want to have like my own place, or even just property.
Mhm.
Even just property, just to invest in, sit on,
Yeah.
even not even live in it, just to have it to my name,
Uh-huh.
you know, um, get some property, and ultimately, like I just want to like do grown up things now, like I'm only getting older now, so I just want to prepare myself for my future, plan.
You finna travel though. You finna.
Yeah, eventually, I want to travel too. I haven't been traveling a lot recently just because of
Work.
work. Really like putting things for the shop together. Like just trying to stay focused on work, right? I don't really get a lot of time to travel as much, but like eventually, I do plan on traveling. Like once everything's right, business is going super smooth. Like. Eventually, traveling is one of those.
What's on your list? Like, what travel places you're trying to visit?
Everywhere. I want to go. There's so many places I haven't got to experience yet. I want to go to Jamaica.
Wow.
Eventually. I want to do like Bahamas, like Dubai. Like I get to see all my clients traveling. They're showing me all the crazy places they've been to. All the crazy experiences they're doing. And it's like, ultimately I want to live that too. I want to be able.
One day, bro.
To do all that,
Yeah, for sure it's gonna happen.
Mm-hmm.
And talking about clients, bro, who's like the not biggest name, but the most who's like the biggest name that sat down in your chair?
The biggest name that sat down in my chair,
or okay, I'll ask another question afterwards.
To be honest, I don't really get like too many celebrities.
Was there one that you didn't expect to be on your chair? Or?
To be honest, there was this guy, I think his name was Demetrius Joyette or something like that. But I think he was on, I don't want to get this wrong, but I think he was on like Degrassi or something.
Okay.
Or yes, some famous TV show, right?
Is he cutting with you right now? Or?
No, he's not. But to be honest, I didn't even cut this guy.
Oh.
But like it's crazy because when I was let me tell you this story. So this is probably like maybe like my first or second month like joining the team, right? And then this guy walks in, this light-skinned guy walks in, and he's like with his mom or like his agent or something, and this guy sits down in my chair, and like his mom's there like just pressing me, making sure, because I'm in my high school uniform too, she could see I'm a kid. And she's pressing me about his hair. It has to be nice. He's going on TV tomorrow.
Yeah.
This, that, and the third. And it's like ultimately, like at that time, like I was really nervous. I was really nervous, and I didn't even have that confidence in myself to just be like, okay, you know what, like I can kill this haircut. So, and I look to my left and I can see JJ can see that I'm not comfortable.
Yeah.
So. Even he told me like, yo dog, if you're not comfortable, don't stress it, like I'll take care of it. You know what I'm saying? And he did that, he took care of him. He did it super easy and super fast, and like that was a learning experience for me too, just being prepared for like anyone to walk in the shop.
Because it would be like haircuts you never done before, right?
Yeah. But he's ultimately like one of the biggest names that sat in my chair.
Shit.
I've had like maybe like local celebrities like Toronto rappers, like TFC players, Toronto FC players, just like not any major celebrities like that.
I mean, athletes and rappers are still cool.
But that's another thing too. Like at the time I was working in Scarborough, you don't really get too many celebrities, in Scarborough.
Well, once you move to downtown.
Once you move to downtown, it's like that. That opportunity is more out there for you. You know what I'm saying? Like
that's cool.
You're interacting with people who deal with celebrities. There's a bigger chance of you to have that opportunity when you're downtown, right?
Downtown,
compared to
so
like
much.
Scarborough, celebrities aren't gonna go out to the hood, to come get a haircut.
Just
You know what I'm saying? They're going They went to the barbershop that's 5 minutes away from their hotel,
Yeah.
you know, or they're gonna call the barber to come over.
You got like
You know?
house calls. A lot of house calls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
House
How much
calls.
you charge for house calls?
Personally, for me, I charge like my minimum for house calls is like $250.
Oh wow.
You know,
Okay.
$250. Have friends that I still do discounts for.
Okay.
You know.
Yeah.
But yeah, for the majority of it, like minimum is $250.
Okay, not bad.
Price goes up depending on like distance,
Yeah, makes sense.
style, and
Makes
all
a lot of
that.
sense.
Right?
After hours too. So
Yeah.
Makes a lot of sense. So what? So when it is 12 years of your career, or like your whole life, what's like one tip that you always remember?
One thing that I'll always remember
Like a tip and advice that you got.
is to just, for me, it's like, that's really hard. Like I'd probably say just be yourself and network, you know, because ask questions. Honestly, to be honest, the biggest thing for me is asking questions. You know, I know a lot of people who don't ask questions, you know, they're really silent about things, you know, but sometimes I feel like asking questions is ultimately going to give you what you want in the end, right? Like, you only gain more knowledge when you ask questions and have them answered,
Cool.
you know? So I would just tell anyone, ask questions, you know, network. You know, I like to network and meet different people and ask them questions on what they do, you know, how they make their living, you know, and what plans they got going, you know, and I learn a lot from those interactions, right?
Yeah. Is there one thing that Junior and JJ like taught you that stuck with you for the longest time?
That stuck with me for the longest time.
Because like, they're both wise in their own ways.
Yeah.
Like Junior is he questions me a lot too. Junior, like one time he asked, he's like, if you were stuck in an island, would you rather be DJing or photography? Like, what would you choose to survive? And that stuck with me for the longest time. Like,
Yeah.
Is there something, a question that I ever asked you, or like something, an advice that they ever told you that is like, shit, you're right, or? Because you've been with them for a long time.
Yeah, I've been with these guys for a long time, but like not really off the top of my head I can say, but there's been times where like JJ would have to check me, you know? Like I'd be distracted for like whatever I'm going through in life, you know, like
And they would check you.
girls, you know, I'd be going out with girls, taking days off of work just to be chilling with
Shawty.
different girls and stuff, you know, and it's like JJ would have to check me on that, you know, you have to check me on that. Yo, do you want to make money or do you want to spend money? You know what I'm saying? Like if you're here on the team, you're here to make money.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You're here to work. You're here to put in work for the team. You know, ultimately for me, like that was one of the biggest things for me. You know, because I had to really sit down and think, like, yo, what am I really doing with my time? You know, I'm out here just spending money on these girls and just going out wasting money. You know what I'm saying? And it's like I'm not even working as much now. You know, because I'm so distracted by life and all these other things that are going on. You know, so. He really, I really needed that from him to just keep me in check. You know what I'm saying? So that's probably one of the biggest things for me too.
Shout out to JJ, right?
Yeah, shout out to JJ for that.
Yeah. I can imagine him telling you that kind of some bullshit. So.
Yeah, it's like a reality check.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, yo, get your shit together, you know?
Shout out to him, bro. And yo, one more question. Two more questions actually. I think you already answered that. Oh, look, one more question. You ready for this one?
Yeah.
What is art?
What is art? For me, I'd say art is it's everything. You know, it depends on how you want to look at it. You know, because art could be within this vest, right? Within this sweater, within this chair that's been put together, right? Like to me, everything is an art. These floors, how they're put together, right? Like buildings, like to me, everything is art.
Okay.
You know.
It's a simple question, but it's hard to answer.
Yeah.
It's different for everyone. Is there anything you want to say to the camera, to the people?
I just want to say shout out to the Section Barbershop. Shout out to the painted ones. Shout out to Montreal for having me. And thank you everyone for supporting me and everyone that's been rocking with me from day one. Love all you guys.
Cool.